I wasn't breaking any rules. I wasn't slacking. I wasn't even leaving early. But the moment I changed apartments, my coworkers decided my work schedule offended them. So when they forced me to stop leaving at 4 p.m., I smiled and gave them exactly what they asked for. They didn't realize it yet, but they were about to lose everything they were enjoying. If you've ever had coworkers gang up on you just because you were different, if you've ever watched people complain themselves straight into karma, hit that like button, subscribe, and buckle up, because this revenge is quiet, professional, and absolutely devastating. I worked in a large corporate office, the kind with multiple departments, gray carpets, buzzing fluorescent lights, and that constant low hum of phones ringing somewhere in the background. It was structured but flexible. Each department could choose whether or not they wanted flexi time. Most did. The rules were simple. Core hours, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Everyone must be present. Phone lines, open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. As long as phones were covered 1 hour before and after core hours, no one cared how you arrange your day. Simple, reasonable, adult. I lived the furthest away. Rush hour traffic for me wasn't just annoying, it was soul-crushing. Bumper to bumper, horns, buses, that creeping tension behind the eyes before the workday even started. So, after clearing it with management, I settled into a routine. 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Early start, early finish. I avoided traffic. The phones were covered. Everyone was happy. And for 4 years, not a single complaint. Not one, until I changed apartments. The work itself was fine, but the people? Different story. From the very first week, I noticed it. The glances at the clock when it hit 3:55, the exaggerated sighs, the passive-aggressive jokes. Oh, wow, must be nice leaving already. I brushed it off until they started complaining to the department manager. Apparently, it wasn't fair that I was the only one leaving early. Never mind that the office stayed open until 6. There was always phone cover. I had approval, and flexi time was optional. They didn't care. My manager, credit to him, tried everything. He suggested a rota so others could leave early too. No, he offered flexibility if they wanted adjusted hours. No, he explained the logic. Still no, their stance was simple and childish. If we stay until 5, then everyone should stay until 5. It didn't matter that they chose to stay. It didn't matter that I came in earlier. They just didn't like that I left first. Eventually, my manager called me into his office. He looked tired, not angry, not annoyed at me, just worn down. He told me honestly, "I've tried everything. They won't let this go." I asked if I could move to another department. That's when he leaned back, paused, and gave me a piece of information that made something click, something that made me smile. I told him, "Give me 2 weeks. Just bat them off until then." He raised an eyebrow. I said, "I have a plan." 2 weeks later, we had a team meeting about working hours. I sat back, watched, let them talk themselves into a frenzy. They complained loudly, repeated themselves, fed off each other's irritation. I added small comments here and there. Nothing aggressive, just enough to stir the pot. And then, when the tension was thick enough to cut with a knife, I raised my hands. I sighed, and I said, "Okay, you're right. I don't want to be selfish anymore." The room went quiet. "I'll work 9 to 5. Instant relief. Nods. Smiles. Validation. Then I added, "But since the issue is that I'm the only one leaving early, maybe we should all work the same hours." As a team, unanimous agreement. Enthusiastic agreement. Great idea. Yes, exactly. So we all switched to 9 to 5. Starting tomorrow. Silence. You could hear the air conditioning hum. My manager smiled. "That's a fantastic solution," he said. "I'll put it in place immediately." Flexi time gone. Now here's the part they didn't think through. There was a major international sporting event happening at the time. A huge one. And because of time zones, many games aired in the morning UK time. which meant my coworkers had been watching games at home, then casually strolling into work just before 10, while I covered phones from 9 to 10 every single day. So I casually said, "Oh, good. This means I won't be the only one covering phones from 9 to 10 anymore." A few faces stiffened. One colleague opened their mouth. My manager cut in. "This is what you asked for. Same hours, same expectations." Then I continued, pleasantly, "Oh, and since I can't leave early anymore, I'll stop working through lunch." I'd been doing that voluntarily, covering phones so they could watch matches on the big screen in the conference room. No more. That meant quarterfinals, cut short, semifinals, 1 hour max. Their smiles faded. And finally, I mentioned casually, "Oh, and I won't be signing off the previous day's payments anymore." I used to do that between 8 and 9 a.m. when it was quiet. They hadn't even realized I was doing it. Now, they'd have to do it themselves. The looks on their faces, priceless. 2 weeks later, the announcement dropped. Office relocation, cost-cutting exercise, new building, much closer to my home, clothes enough to walk. Their rigid 9 to 5 suddenly worked perfectly for me, and absolutely terribly for them. I didn't say a word, but inside, oh, that was satisfaction. There's a saying in the UK, "Don't piss on your chips." They had a good thing. They just couldn't stand someone else having it too. If this story made you smile, if you love watching entitled people sabotage themselves, smash that like button, subscribe for more perfectly balanced karma, and tell us in the comments, what's the dumbest thing someone complained about, only to regret it later. See you in the next one.